Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So today's video is going to be a cozy fall day in the life. It is officially fall here. There is no way to deny it. The current temp is in the 40s and we're not supposed to get out of the 50s today. So yeah, I'm gonna have a cozy fall day. I'm in my cozy pumpkin sweater and I'm just kind of lounging around in sweatpants and my slippers, and that I'm probably going to turn on the space heater too, just to warm it up a little bit in here. But I'm hoping to do some fall baking, maybe probably do a movie binge, or at least binge YouTube or something. But yeah, I'm just going to have a cozy fall day. Okay, so yes, while it is almost noon at this point, this is when I'm starting my breakfast. I am not an early morning eater. It does not matter what time I get up. But I did sleep in a little bit later this day than I had planned. I'm usually up between 7:30 and 8 o'clock. And I do not know what happened. This day, I was not up until 9. So yeah, so I did get a little bit of a later start, but for a cozy fall day in the life, that's always nice. And especially given I pretty much work for myself, so I can pretty much work whatever hours I want, whenever I want. And this day was one of my slower days. I did have a few work things here and there, but most of this day was for me. So, yeah. But I'm starting with my breakfast, and I don't do oatmeal a whole lot, but oatmeal just sounded good this morning. I guess because it was so cold. And while I was waiting for my oatmeal to cook, I was measuring out my sourdough starter because I needed to use some of this today. I don't usually have as much as I did this day, but this day I had a lot. So, yeah. But it did end up getting used. Some of it was just laid out on a piece of parchment paper to dry out. I do like to keep a little bit of extra sourdough starter on hand in case something happens to this one and I need to restart, or in case I want to start another one. So yeah, but I was just feeding my sourdough starter, and after that I was going to finish my breakfast and have my breakfast. I didn't get a shot of my breakfast after I poured it out of the pan and put it in the bowl. I thought I had, but apparently not. But I just fix mine the way it says on the package, and then I add in brown sugar and cinnamon. I like the maple brown sugar. If you're buying it from the store, I prefer the maple brown sugar. But I have found that a little bit of brown sugar and cinnamon basically taste the same way. So after breakfast, I decided to get started on a little bit of baking. I was making s'mores cookies again. I have done this 2 or 3 times this year. Hell, just this fall I've done that because I don't know. S'mores cookies are good year round, but to me, it's a fall thing because s'mores were something we had around a bonfire every fall. And we did that every fall when I was growing up, and these do taste like s'mores. And I've been experimenting a little bit and adding about a third of a cup of sourdough discard to my recipes that I already have. And I have found that it doesn't change them. It just keeps them soft, and I kind of like that. And I also didn't crumble up. I didn't crush up my graham crackers this time around. I broke them up and just put them in the mixing bowl and let the mixing bowl do its job. And I used a whole pack of graham crackers, but when it only calls for a cup. But these were so good, and every now and then you'd get a little bite of the graham cracker, and I think it made them better doing it that way. But if you want to follow the recipe, then go right ahead. That's up to you. I just wanted to change it up a little bit this time and see how it worked out. Okay, so at this point, the cookies are out of the oven, and I knew I wanted to have a cozy fall day, but I knew I needed to get a little bit of movement in, and I just have not been feeling like doing a strength workout or a cardio workout or just like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm burnt out on Sydney Cummings workouts or what. But I'm just not in the mood. So I've been doing yoga. I turn on my space heater, I roll out my mat, and I just kind of spend anywhere between 10 and 30 minutes just kind of stretching and breathing, and it really has helped how I feel. I don't know if it's just a coincidence or if it's a placebo effect in my head of me going, okay, this is going to help, and it actually does, or what. But right now, I think I'm going to stick to more yoga. after yoga, I did have lunch. My mom had made chili a few days prior to this, and I was having leftover chili. And for me, that is cozy fall. That is fall comfort food. We do chili a lot in fall and the winter, but I don't know. I just kind of worked out. And after lunch, I just kind of I wanted to do some online shopping, but I am doing a no spend month, so yeah, online shopping is the big no-no. Even if I'm just adding stuff to the cart and not actually buying it, big no-no. And yes, I'm still buying stuff for my business. Business expenses are different, health stuff is different, so yeah. I am still buying stuff, but I'm not buying random clothes or shoes or just random things I don't really need. But I decided, you know what, I'm going to scroll on Pinterest for a little bit. That way I get my scrolling in. And typically I could scroll on my phone and lay in my bed and all that. But I don't know. It's fall, it's October, and my body is going, okay, you need to sleep. So I'm trying to avoid being in my bed at all costs. So I just kind of set up my computer and go to Pinterest, and that way I can look at stuff and go, that's cute, and not actually have to buy anything. Okay, so it's later after dinner. I turned my space heater back on. I don't have it on all day. And we finished our family show time, and everyone was kind of getting ready to wind down and go to bed. And I was still hungry, but I wasn't super duper hungry. I'm thinking, you know, I'm going to have a few cookies, I'm going to make me some hot chocolate, and I'm going to go either turn on a movie or watch a show. And by the time I got into my room, it was 9:30. Actually, it was a little bit after 9:30. And I decided, you know what, I'm just going to watch Criminal Minds. I wanted to watch a movie, but it was super duper late. I didn't want to be up super late. So I turned on Criminal Minds. That way I get a little bit of my Halloween horror fix. Because sometimes that show is quite gruesome and yeah. But I also seen the episode so many times that, yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those comfort shows, and I figured, you know what, let's end the night off on a comfort show.
case file over. I'll get some thoughts to you ASAP.
You're going to be with us in Seattle ASAP. Virus attack. The killer's virus spiked your hard drive and left this on the screen.
For heaven's sake, catch me before I kill more. I cannot control myself.
You never keeps them for more than 7 days, which means we have fewer than 36 hours to find it. They want you back in the saddle. You ready?
Looks like that Louise over, boss. I sure they want me.
You order food from the director.
Okay, so I didn't film a whole lot of what I was watching today because mainly I was catching up on YouTube that I've missed over the last few weeks, and then we ended up watching the first 2 episodes of Devil in Disguise, the John Wayne Gacy show on Peacock, as a family while we had dinner. Dinner wasn't anything exciting tonight. It was more or less feed yourself. So yeah, but sometimes that's what it is. I am finishing tonight off with finishing my Criminal Minds episode, and I'm gonna hit the hay. So I hope you enjoyed this cozy fall day in the life. If you did, give this video a thumbs up. Hit the red subscribe button down below. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.